All right. I am live. All right. Okay, I guess we'll wait to see if anybody shows up. Hello, Mom. We'll wait to see if anybody else shows up. Okay, let's see. Oh, I can see comments here. Okay, so I can go either or. Don't know if I'm going to get a whole lot of people on here at all, if any. Everybody's probably out having a good time. Can you hear me fine, Mama? Hey, Jan, how you doing? Oh, okay. Yeah, Gail remembered that y'all were doing some kayaking this morning. We just got back home not too long ago from ourselves. So I'm gonna wait for a little bit and see if we get any other people show up. Well, it says I got 4 viewers, so 4 viewers and no talkers. All right. Well, I'm sure one of the viewers is me on my other channel. There's Gail. Okay, good. So, well, since you're here, Jan, um, we have decided to do a meetup of our own. So we're gonna do it next year. Now I'll let you and Gail can talk things out on the phone. Um, and she can give you some a little bit more details than what I want to give here today on the live. I'm just trying to get some more people to show up to see if there's any interest. Excuse me. Get some water here. So how was your kayaking? Was it good? Did y'all do any fishing or did you just simply kayak? Oh, let's see. Well, thank you, Jan. Watching According to Jim. Yeah, it's one of my mom's favorite shows. My mom's on here as well. All right, we got some shares out there, so maybe we can start getting some people in here. But yeah, we're gonna start. We're in the works of planning our our. Oh, cool! Two bass and or bats and two nice bass and two catfish. Awesome. Yeah, I need to get out of my kayak too. I haven't got out in a long way. Hello, Joy. Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, Joy. Joy, you threw them back? Yeah, I would have kept them. I love fish. Make nice fillets out of them. So we're getting more people in here. So how's everybody's 4th of July going? Because I'm kind of wanting to wait to see if we get some more people in here before I actually go full blown with what I want to share. Of course, the title kind of gives it away on what we're doing, but super excited of what we're planning on doing. Uh, yeah, we didn't make it to 10 killer. Uh, one of these years, I imagine we're going to make it one of these years. But I don't know. Oh, hey, Gail, you want to come in here? There's a seat for you. Are you presentable? I don't know if she can hear me. You caught two gar. Oh, that's why you didn't take it. You didn't have the cooler. Oh, okay. So, we're down to 4. Oh, okay. Well, we just got back from. We did our own little version of a day date, something that we hadn't done in a long time. So we had a lot of fun. Um, Neither one of us had actually been to the place that we went to today. Gail's live is actually later tonight. I think I want to say 5 o'clock. I'm probably gonna get myself in trouble here. Um, but yeah, she does 2 lives a week. So um, we got 5 viewers now, according to what I'm seeing. So give it a couple more minutes. So what's everybody's plans? What are y'all doing tonight? Sadly, our little town couldn't afford to do our fireworks show that they usually do every year. So there's another place real near here that's going to do it, but the place is a small place, and quite frankly, we don't want to fight the crowd going to or coming from there. There you go. Then ratted you out to the world, Jan. Forgot the cooler. Oh, this might be a very short live. She's making strawberry shortcake right now. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. See, this is why I gain weight because of that right there. So people are dropping off like flies on me. Of course, I never do a live. So, uh, yes, I heard Cynthia, uh, our nephew Z, told me that his big sister was visiting. Well, she was visiting. She was visiting this week. Oh yeah, never gonna turn away a strawberry shortcake. That's for sure. So, okay, what time do we have? Because I don't want to run into anybody. Okay, so for those who are here, so Gail and I today we went to a place in Jacksboro, Texas. It is a state park. It is Fort Richardson State Park, uh, and it was an actual fort from back in the frontier days. And we've gone to four or five different state parks already in Texas. We've been to all but one around us, and Fort Richardson was actually one that we didn't know about. We actually accidentally came across a sign for it when we were coming home from the Ozark meetup 2025. Um, and so we decided that, of course, it's a fort. It's an old Texas fort. We got to go see it. And so we went today. As opposed to try to beat crowds at fireworks, we decided to go to the state park because it was open. And I will say this: Port Richardson, by far of the five other places that we've been to, the view uh, has the most buildings that are either still standing or have been reconstructed. I think is the term, renovated. But yeah, the hospital is humongous. Um, a lot bigger than what I would have thought would have been on a fort. Um, so, with that being said, after we watched, actually we walked the fort and looked at all the different buildings that are standing and stuff like that. We got in and we drove around the rest of the state park and um, we came across their pavilion and you know saw the sign. And I was like, Gail, you want to go look at their pavilion? She's like, yeah, why not? Let's go. And the moment that I saw the pavilion, I knew we had to host a YouTube meetup there. Um, so I can't give an exact date yet. All I know is that we're targeting for the end of March to the beginning of April. But Gail is currently working on and may have posted some shorts already of the pavilion area that it's going to be at. But it's got electric. Uh, Walking distance is restrooms. It's got a beautiful, beautiful fire pit right next to it with stone arch benches that everybody can sit at and chat. And then there's a park for the kids to play in right there at the pavilion. And there's picnic tables around there, and it's set right next to a small creek called the Hidden Creek. I think is the name of the creek. A beautiful little creek. But we are definitely gonna host a pavilion, and I'm hoping that it's successful enough that this will be the first annual, and that we'll be doing a meetup here. And I've always wanted to try to do a meetup in Texas, and so I was like, "It's like, well, what are we going to call it? What are we going to call it?" And then she's like, "I don't know." And then I was like, I came up with, Lone Star Meetup. And so, Gail does the due diligence. She starts hashtagging everything, makes sure that the hashtag isn't already taken. It wasn't. So there it is, Lone Star Meetup 2026. It's going to be at Fort Richardson State Park. And uh, what we wanted to do, we wanted to share out some information. Like I said, we haven't pinned down the date yet. But once we pin it down, we know we want to target late March, early April, because one, we're not going to miss the Ozark meetup hosted by Simply Jan Homestead. No, sir. That is one that we will always go to. And we look forward to going to that one every year. So we wanted to make sure we didn't want to interfere with that one. And we wanted to make sure we didn't interfere with Pine Cone Fest because we like going to Pine Cone Fest, which is in East Texas, which I considered East Texas anyways. So we wanted to make sure that it wouldn't interfere with those because we do travel to those. We like going to those, and we plan on continuing to go into those for sure. And also, we didn't want it to be too hot because Texas gets real hot when it comes to June, July, August. It's usually unbearably hot. So it's something that you definitely don't want to host a meetup during. So to me, I thought that late March, early April might be a real good time period where it's not cold and it's not too hot. I think the temperatures will be just about where we would like it to be for everybody to enjoy. I will say this: if anybody's got any kind of allergens to cedar or anything like that, you definitely want to make sure that you take something to help you breathe with or to fight off the allergy because there's a lot of cedar in the area from what I saw. But anyways, so the park, as you enter, it's got a little gift shop where you go in to pay the fees for camping and for and for entrance to the state park. Right off that is their fishing hole, which they have bass, catfish, and I heard trout is also in it sometimes. Just depending on whether or not the bass eat them all up. I guess bass tends to like the baby trout that they throw in there to try to stock that pond along with them. It's got primitive camping. It's got RVs, and it's actually got RV sites with a little 4-person sleeper type cabin. Now, the cabins don't have sinks, kitchens, or nothing. It's literally just 4 walls, a roof, a couple windows. There is an AC unit, so it is climate controlled, but 2 bunk beds opposite each other. It's basically just there for you to sleep in. But I thought that was pretty neat. We never saw anything like that before. There's at least 3 trails that I think I saw, hiking trails if you like to hike. There's one particular trail that's designed for hiking, biking, horseback riding, taking an ATV on, bicycle, and the sign also has a little wagon wheel cart too to kind of throw a little comedy in there, I guess. I kid you not, the sign does have a little covered wagon icon on the sign, but absolutely no cars or trucks are allowed on this trail. So we didn't walk any of the trails. What we mainly did, we mainly walked the fort itself. Because once you get past the fishing and around the bend, you come to the actual fort, Fort Richardson. It's a fairly large fort. I mean, I think it's bigger than all the other ones that we've seen. I think the only other one that wouldn't be that would come close to the sign is that um, is Fort Griffin, that is just outside of Albany, Texas. That one's a fairly large one, but there's not very many buildings there. Um, there's like a bakery, an ammo house, uh, and they have like the uh, replica of the dining facility and one replica of what the barrack was, like a 2-man barrack or something like that, or a 4-man barrack or something like that, but not very much. Uh, Fort Griffith has 2 barracks, um, the hospital, which is original building, fully intact, but you can't go upstairs. It's kind of a bummer. I was wanting to go upstairs, but you can't go upstairs. It's got a little morgue behind the hospital. Um, then the bakery is still there. Part of the guardhouse or jail for the fort is partially there. Uh, the ammo dump is still there, and then the commanding officer's house is still there, fully intact. But they won't let you go upstairs in that one either. But it's pretty neat. I mean, if the wooden floors in this house are not authentic, as in the original floors, they did a very, very good job at uh, refurbishing or reconstructing them, whatever the term you want to use. But it's a beautiful house. It's a big house. Um, and then there's a couple of other buildings. Oh, the commissary, the original commissary is still there. Um, and there's a train depot there that was put there uh, after the base was eventually shut down, um, to attract the railroad to come through Jacksboro. And then they have a little building that used to be the water, the water department. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was the by far the fort with the most buildings still intact that I've seen. Um, but it's quite a little bit of a walk to get around. Everything's real interesting. Uh, in some areas, you can kind of see where maybe buildings were at one time. Um, like there's a pretty big stable which is no longer up there anymore. But I think I could kind of faintly see how the outline was to where it would have sat. But it was real interesting. Oh, and then by the train depot, there's a graveled path. Well, that was actually where their train track actually ran through the area. And you still see the ramp to where they used to, load the box cars and everything up with. So it's really interesting. But like I said, the pavilion is very beautiful. If Gail hasn't already put out her shorts or her videos on it, go watch it because it is a beautiful place. It's really, really nice. We're super excited to do this, to host this meetup. But like I said, we haven't pinned down the exact weekend date. We just know we're targeting late March, early April. That's when we're targeting. Um, so I've got a fee sheet here. Now this is very important. Um, the park does require $4 a person a day, every day, on top of whatever route you go as far as primitive camping or RV spot. Um, and so bear that in mind. You're going to have to tack on an extra $4 a day per person, um, per vehicle too. Um, on top of what you are going to spend for an RV or a camping spot. So, but they have electric and water hookups. They are with a 20 to 30 amp hookups. Excuse me, they're $20 per day. They got electric and water sites with 20, 30, or 50 amp electricity for 22 per day. Then they have sewer, electric, and water, 20, 30, and 50 amp, $25 a day. Um, it's not a very big state park. Um, and then they have limited cabins. That's the RVs. That's the RV spots with the little uh, 4-person cabin. That's just there for. That's what a limited cabin is. So limited cabins, 20 or 30 amp hookup. It's $40 a day plus tax. And then the limited cabins with the sewer hookups for RVs, 20, 30 amp, and they're $45 a day plus tax. Now, for all you equestrians out there, they have an equestrian camp area with 20, 30, and 50 amp. That's $20 a day. And then there's they got what's called North Park camping, where there's only water, $20 per day. They've got scout camping where there's no water or no electricity. This is for y'all who really like to go all primitive, bring your own stuff. $20 a day. And they have what they call overflow camping. And there's water access, and it's $12 per day. And it says day use area. So these overflow camp spots are in what's generally open during the day. We didn't really ask too many questions about that, other than some campers that were there. We asked them, what that was. So if you bring more than one vehicle, the extra vehicle is going to be $2 a day. And then, of course, there's the group pavilion, which we're going to take care of. So I'm not going to divulge that price to y'all. But yeah, so you got fishing, you got hiking, horseback riding for those who have horses. Now, I will say this. We did ask about reservations and how soon you can make a reservation for a campsite or an RV spot. And they told us 5 months in advance. So that way you can pre-plan, pre-play. Yeah, if you're like me, I like to prepay everything when it comes to our RV sites. That way I don't have to worry about it. We come and enjoy ourselves and we go home. So, and I'm the type that I want to reserve it the moment I can. As soon as I can reserve a spot, I'm going to reserve it because I want to make sure I get the spot that I want. So, hello, Samantha. I'm here talking, not even paying attention to the comments. So, I am sure my lovely wife, Gail, is saying hello to everybody, hopefully for me as well. But yeah, so that's what we're planning on doing. Almost forgot. For you gentlemen, or for your wives who are not YouTube creators, but you like to fish, as long as you're on the state park, you do not, and I repeat, do not have to have a fishing license to fish inside the state park. that $4 a day per person that you're paying for covers that. So, and that includes your out of staters. Anybody coming in from out of state, as long as you're staying in that park and you're fishing in that fishing pond in that park, um, you don't have to have a license. You're covered by the fee that you paid to get into the park. Hello, Robin. Good to see you. Bright Azell, good to see you. Hello. So yeah, so we're super excited. I mean, like I said, the moment I saw the pavilion, I told Gail, I never really thought about hosting a pavilion uh, as hard as I did as soon as I saw this pavilion site. It is absolutely beautiful. There's a little creek, which, like I said, is the Hidden Creek. I think it's what it's called. But now I looked, guys, I looked to see if there's any fish in that creek. I couldn't see any because apparently there's trout in the area. So that's how I was kind of trying to see if I could scope out a trout or something in the creek, but I didn't see any fish in the creek. Not to say that they're not there. I didn't see any or couldn't see any. And the creek's not a very large creek, I would say. It's a fairly small creek. Oh, and I believe the restrooms are all modern. Which, if you saw Gail's video on that, I'm sure she probably pointed that out. And there's restrooms. There is a big restroom complex, kind of like smack dab between the RV areas, and I believe that's where they have the showers at. It's in those spots. And then in the actual fort, um, a couple of the two of the buildings that I noticed did have restrooms in them. If you're, you know, running around checking out the fort, which, you know, you come for the meetup, I definitely suggest you go and take a walk to the fort. There's a lot of interesting history there. There was a gentleman there who works in, I think it was called the Interpretation Building. Um, very knowledgeable of the park, of the area. Very nice gentleman. He was very kind, gave us a lot of information, a lot of knowledge. It was awesome. That's the first time that I really ever saw that at a Fort State Park. I think there was only maybe Fort Belknap. We had somebody who was like that there, who was real kind. But a lot of the other, like Fort Griffin and stuff, once you're out there in the fort, you pretty much don't have anybody. They do have guided tours. I do know that for the fort there as well. And I forgot where how much it was. I'm looking at the brochure. Like, this facility has, you know, 13 structures, most of them still standing, that you can walk through and see. Like I said, by far the most structures to any camp see. And the Fort Commander's house, interesting enough, is the only type of house still standing in the whole United States. It is a house that is built out of pure cottonwood and is the only one left standing in all of the U.S., which I thought that was pretty interesting. And you can definitely, when you walk in that house, you can definitely smell that cottonwood. It was just incredible. It was just amazing. I could only imagine how it must have looked at night. So what else can I tell you about uh, the fort? Let's see. So uh, there is a reservoir uh, near the park. You got Lost Creek Reservoir and Lake Jacksboro, but they are outside of the park, I believe. Um, And so it looks like they got crappie, blue, and channel cat, largemouth bass, smallmouth bass. And like I said, in the little fishing pond right next to the entranceway, just as soon as you pay, um, there could be some trout in there. And that's coming from the two park rangers that we talked to inside the building that you pay. So, anyways, yeah, hashtag Lone Star Meetup 2026. Sure, Gail is already working on videos and put some out of the area so you can at least see what the area looks like. It's a very beautiful area, and like I said, I can't wait to actually host one. Of course, let's be fair. Let's be honest. I'm the financial backing of this venture. Gail is pretty much going to be the planner because if y'all know me, I'm not I'm not the planner. I'm more of on the fly type of guy. But Gail will definitely um, have some fun activities planned out to do, and we just can't wait. And and what I really can't wait for is to have a nice big old campfire side chat right there in that big old fire pit next to the pavilion. That is going to be awesome. Um, but anyways, just kind of pencil, I guess that 4 week span from mid March to mid April, somewhere within that time frame, we're gonna once we get everything locked down in stone, we'll announce the weekend date of when the meetup will happen. There's things that I still got to do that. For one, I still got to try to find out how to get the pavilion set and secure. Excuse me, and that's probably that won't be able to happen until Monday. I do know who I knew. I do know who I need to call to get that arranged. So at this point, um, the target area for the most part is open. So we have a little bit of leeway on our weekends to choose from. But like I said, once we get a final date pinned down in stone, then more than likely I will let Gail make that big announcement on her channel. I just wanted to present the news that we are doing it uh, because it pretty much popped in my head. Like I said, as soon as I saw that pavilion, I was like, we got to do a meetup here. So that's the thing I wanted to claim. So Gail was gracious enough to let me do this live, so I could have my little bit of thunder in the YouTube meetup. But so for those now who live in Texas, sorry, I'm trying to get my wallet out. Okay, well, I think okay, here we go. Now, for those who live in the state of Texas, now this year I paid like $72 a month. Do you want to sit down? Hold on. Oh, come on, get over here. I'm done with all the paperwork here. That's pretty much all the information. But for those who live in Texas, are Texas state residents, this little guy right here, if you're not a Texas State Park member, I don't know. It looked like it was reading backwards. So maybe, hopefully, it read right for you. For $72 for a whole year from the time you buy it, you do not have to pay the entry fees for the state parks, any state park in all of Texas. Well worth the money. We probably already what? We're at least halfway through paying this off by visiting places like uh, Possum Kingdom, you know, uh, Fort Richardson today, and we've been to a couple of other state parks, or what's considered state parks. So,
and then Pinecone Fest in
Yeah.
October.
Yeah, but that's not in a state park.
No, but it is on the lake.
Yeah, but I'm talking about.
Oh, but that won't count because
Yeah.
it's not a state park. Okay,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I'm talking about. So yeah, so for your residents, look it up.
What about the one we're going to next month for the reunion? Is that one in the state park?
No,
Okay, that's not a state
no,
park.
that's that's some type of a corporate company that owns that. But there is a state park near there that we're going to visit too. But yeah, $72 a year. If you'd like to travel, if you like to, would you stop? She is so bad.
He's all fired up. He's talking about me. He's the one talking like a mile a minute over here.
Oh yeah, but you'll start going once you start getting your plans down. You know you will.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, whatever. Whenever she says that, she knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I have no clue.
So
I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, so I hope you guys can come because I really would, like I said, I really would love for this to be a success because I would really love for us to be able to do this every year.
He wants to do it every year. I want to try it once and see if it works out okay. If like 5 people come, then maybe we'll do it again. But like if I'm sitting there by myself eating like 1 million hot dogs and hamburgers, then I'm going to probably be like, no, I don't think I'm going to do this. I'd be sitting there by myself. Honey, how many more hot dogs can you get down?
Yeah.
You're going to be eating hot dogs for the next week. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
No worries. I can handle it.
You can hear me talking in the other room.
Yeah.
I have you pulled up on the laptop.
Yeah, I know. That's why I got my earpiece in. So we're not wah, 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 wah. We're not feedbacking any.
So he wants to do it forever. And I'm like, let's just try it one time.
Look, already got, look at Jan. Jan's already going. Let me know what I can to help with you. Jan is already offering her help. Awesome. We love you, Jan.
Well, does that mean you're going to ask the boss to come?
Yeah.
Is that anywhere near where your daughter lives, I wonder? So we actually considered getting the RV spot that has the little sleeper so that Jan and Kevin could stay in it if they want to come. If they want to come. But it's just basically a bed. But you got AC and you got electricity, so that's important. Maybe you could be like Adrian and bring your bucket. Or just stop spot somewhere.
Close to San Antonio.
No, she's close to San Antonio.
Yeah.
I don't really. I'm not very.
I think it's like 4 hours away from.
Oh yeah, I'm geographically challenged.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's about 4 hours away from Jacksboro.
Yeah, probably the wrong way for my sisters too, right?
San Antonio. Yeah.
Because she's going over there towards San Antonio as well, toward where her daughter lives.
Yeah, it's going. Kevin can see if he can get off.
Can see what? What'd you say?
Says Kevin can see if he can get off.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm so used to. Where'd it go? There it goes. All right. Don't do this much as you guys can see. I'm not an old pro like this one is.
All you gotta do is click it. Click the whole section.
So,
just click it somewhere.
Wow, have I already been on really for 45 minutes?
Yeah, you might even get your hour in. I gotta go run there and see if is anybody planning on coming up with me tonight for live? Did hubby show you my new t-shirt that he got me?
No, I haven't gotten to the t-shirts yet. Where's our sticker?
I don't know. They're the one that brought the stuff in.
Well, the stickers were wrapped up in the shirts.
Mine's like purple tie-dye. It's got writing right here. And then on the back, Fort Richardson State Park, Jacksboro, Texas. Can y'all see that?
You're as bad as Peanut is. And then mine.
See me in a few minutes. Okay.
Boom! Gotta have the camo with the Hunter Orange.
Nice.
So we have a
So
sticker.
there's a little gift
somewhere.
shop there where you can buy Blake t-shirts and stickers and other little.
They had books too.
Yeah, books.
They
other
had
little.
books.
Yeah, like some old school books, some other books.
We bought
all
a
kinds
sticker.
of stuff. Yeah, you lost the sticker.
It's probably in the truck.
You're fired.
But it's gonna end up on the RV.
Yeah.
So anyway.
That's what we did today. We had fun. That was our 4th of July celebration.
We forgot about the Friday night. So whatever weekend that we pick, of course, tradition, Friday night, we're going to go to a restaurant, and we found a lovely spot, really good food in the
happened to pick a
Square.
Random spot.
Yeah.
Well, and it was good.
Honestly, we didn't have much choice. Everybody else was closed in town, so.
Yeah.
But it's called Trevino's.
Trevino's. That's what I would call it.
Trevino's Smokehouse.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually in.
They got like
Jacksboro Square.
Beef, turkey, pork. I don't know if I saw chicken or not. I wasn't really looking, but I do know they said turkey. They had brisket, which is beef, and they had pork, which is what I had.
Sausage.
So for those of you who don't eat pork, see, that would totally work. If anybody comes that does eat pork.
So you can find them on Facebook if you want to see their menu. But oh my goodness, that mac and cheese.
The mac and cheese
was
my
like word. It was out of this world.
Almost like a taco, almost queso flavor to the mac and cheese, but it wasn't like hot or overpowering. It was just enough to season it and give it almost like a smoky flavor. Almost like it had a little smoked paprika or something, but it was so good. And
the brisket melts in your mouth, literally melts in your mouth.
The pulled pork was delicious.
So
we liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I put the cheese sauce. The cheese sauce I poured on my sandwich from that mac and cheese. It was so good. Are you leaving? He said she's. Oh, that's just messed up. Actually, no. She stayed longer than what I usually do. I usually just pop in and do something stupid and walk off. She actually conversed. So, yeah, I guess I'll have to. Gail will show the sticker, I guess, in a future video. I must have left it in the truck. But yeah, we're super stoked, super excited. Like I said, we couldn't have, and we were even thinking about the restaurant. Really, we were just thinking about the idea, and then they hit the restaurant, and then we've already picked. Like I said, we've already picked out a few weekends where we're going to target. And Monday, I'll be making some phone calls to see what's available on that pavilion, and I'll probably try to get something set up then. But there's other things, we have to work out before we actually give the official date. And, and I'm going to tell you guys, I'm not going to lie right now. I'm probably not going to let her reveal the official date until after we get our spot reserved, because I want to make sure I get the spot that I want for the meetup. But trust me, you will have plenty of time to make your reservations if you want to come, because I'm going to be having that calendar mark for that 5-month day, and I'll be making the reservation that day. And then we'll make the announcement of the actual date. So y'all get to be in suspense until October, November-ish? Yeah. So not quite at the very end of the year, like October, November-ish, you should have the date revealed officially for the YouTube meetup. Um, I guess that's all I've got. Um, so thank you for everybody who's come in and watched this and conversed with us a little bit. Yes, Mom, I like it too. So yeah, my mom's on here. I'm hoping that Nisi will watch this live on the playback, and definitely need to call her up to see if maybe I can get her and my brother-in-law. I can't bring myself to call him his YouTube name. No, no, it's okay for her to say it. It's okay for Gail to say it, but for me to say it, it feels a little weird. But he's my brother-in-law. He knows I love him. But maybe we can get them to try to make a trip down there. And like I said, I hope we get some friends from out of state, and I hope some of our Texas friends can actually make it. I know she's got some friends, and just not quite sure about how far away from Jacksboro they are. But maybe if they go back and they watch the live playback, or I'm sure she's going to be making announcements during her lives. But yeah, fully prepared to release the official date, probably come October, November. By then, hopefully we'll have everything financially set in stone and uh, figured out on how we're going to pay what with what and when. Um, so, anyways, like I said, super excited. I can't wait. Lone Star Meetup 2026, Fort Richardson, Texans. Hope to see you there. And until then, or until my next live outside of my devotionals. Oh, yeah, I guess that's one last thing I should say before closing out. Um, Gail wanted me, or actually didn't want me. She more or less told me that you're going to do a devotional Sunday morning before we all leave. So I'll be doing that too. So I'll be praying for me, y'all, on a message to be revealed to me through the Holy Spirit. Because whatever I share, I definitely want to be Holy Spirit driven, not Tad's Adventures driven, if you know what I mean. So, anyways, I love you guys. Be blessed. Take care of each other. Love each other. And can't wait. We'll see you in the future. Taz me out.